I'd like to call Secretary Dominguez of the Finance to, well, just say a few words still. You have said a lot, but you might want to just give a statement to this meeting.
Gandang gabi, Mr. President at members ng Cabinet. Before we start, tignan natin kung saan tayo nanggagaling sa in terms of the economy ho. Nung pumasok kayo noong 2016, ang order niyo ho sa amin ay is to manage the economy for the welfare of the Filipino people. Ang ibig sabihin nun, lahat ng collection natin ng taxes should be collected efficiently at lahat ng gastos natin should be very conservative and really wag tayo magwaldas ng pera. So, ang resulta ho nun ay maganda yung position ng economy natin. So, kaya even though we have a bad luck to have this COVID-19, we are very well prepared. Ang growth natin from 2016 ay average 6.4%. Yung collection natin ng income ng government is the highest in 22 years as a percentage of our growth. Ang utang ho natin has gone down to the lowest it has been in terms of percentage to GDP, and it's only now 41.5%. Dati ho, 70% of GDP yan. Ang inflation ho natin, bumaba na. So it's, last month it was 2.5%, and it is within our target of 2 to 4%. Ngayon, itong COVID-19 has hit us in a very hard way. Ang katotohanan lang, ang estimate natin, our GDP growth will be 0 or -1%. Ang temporary unemployment natin will be 1.2 million workers. Pero this is in comparison with the lowest unemployment rate ever achieved in the Philippines. For the economy tignan din natin yung budget deficit natin from 3.2%, lalaki ng 5.3%. In other words, we will be spending more than we will be collecting. But we are spending more in order to save the people and make sure that they have food on the table during this time. So, ang debt to GDP natin ho, tataas from 41%, siguro aabot ng 47%. Pero that is still very low in compared to our neighbors. May isang neighbor tayo na 80% of GDP ang utang nila. Ngayon, nagpapasalamat ho ako na the legislature gave you the power to reallocate the budget so that we can meet the new, how would you say, the new priorities now, which is the COVID, which is brought about by the COVID. So, the economic managers and the central bank have put together a fiscal and monetary actions of a value up to this date of 1.17 trillion pesos, or 5 to 6% of the GDP. We have a long breakdown of how we have this program, but mostly it was to provide subsidies for the low-income families and workers of the small and medium enterprises. We also spent a lot of money, about 600 million pesos for health care and COVID items. And the central bank has provided 830 billion pesos in liquidity for the economy. So, this is what we have done so far. Ngayon, right now, we are working on our recovery or our bounce back program. But to do that, we have to analyze first what is the damage to the economy. So we have a survey, and we have already received 44,000 respondents, and we will analyze that para matignan natin kung saan ang malaking damage sa tourism, sa manufacturing, at saka anong mga companies na natamaan ng masama, either small and medium enterprises or yung mga big corporations. So we are also coming up with the program to continuously borrow more money to support the Philippine economy and our fight against this COVID. Right now, tinatap natin yung mga kaibigan natin sa ADB at saka sa World Bank. And we will probably be borrowing mga 5.6 billion US dollars from them. Kung kulang pa ito, we will go to the commercial market. Pero okay naman ang credit rating natin. Tumaas nga, BBB plus na tayo, the highest ever. So we are confident ho na we have the financial capability to bridge this problem of that COVID has brought us. So we want to assure all our citizens na at this point in time, we have the money, although we have to realize na hindi naman endless yung pera na ito. So kailangan we have to spend it correctly. Hindi yung for wasteful expenditures. So the program is to spend first to help the poorest families, and then to help the small and medium enterprises, and then to provide support for the companies that are supported by their banks. So, Mr. President, you have created an economy that can stand a hard hit, and I think the Filipino people should thank you for your very conservative economic policies.
Salamat, Secretary Sunny Dominguez. Before we end, I'd like to make a recap. Ako na ang mag-summarize ng ano yung mga pinagdadaldal namin dito. Sabi ko, hindi tayo lalabas sa COVID. That's the topic. At yung mga problema na ibinigay ng COVID sa Pilipino. One is that marami na pong report sa akin na yung mga taong ngayon na nagtitira sa upahan ng mga bahay ay they are being pressured to pay. Alam mo, lahat tayo nawalaan ng income. So, I would like to ask the owners na kung maaari, yung sa lote, to suspend yung sa bahay, wag mo munang hingiin kasi wala talaga, okay naghihirap ngayon. And whatever na ang nasa kamay ng mga tao ngayon, they are saving it for the last day, the rainy days to come. Nandiyan naman yung tulong, pero ito ang gusto ko ninyong maintindihan. Yung pinagdadaldal ng isang congressman na ulol, torpe, na may 300 billion binigay ng Kongreso, hangin ho lahat yan. Wala pa yung pera na yan dito. Yung budget for next year, we are preparing it now. Yung budget na pinapatakbo natin was prepared last year. But COVID was not included in that budget. So yung sabi ko na 300 billion, yun yung mga sinabi ko na walang masyadong proyekto na walang siguro. Or projects, sabi ko, that cannot be completed during my term. Kasabi ko sa kanila, Wendell Abisado, sa budget, and Sonny knows it, is from Davao, Congressman Nograles, na nabi ko sa mga tao ko, last year, mag-isip kayo ng budget that can be implemented at matatapos sa termino ko. Ayaw kong lumabas sa opisina na mayroong mga project na hindi natatapos. Kaya kung hindi lang man importante, ang suggestion ko sa Finance, kay Secretary Dominguez is, be sparing. Yun na lang mga projects na talagang makikita mo at matatapos natin at makita ng mga tao. Kaya yung nakikita ninyo ngayon, yung madaan kung anong nakikita ninyo, yun yung projects na nakaantala sa budget that was prepared last year. Yung pera na yung para sa COVID, hindi yan pera na kukunin pa. Yan ang nireserba ni Secretary Dominguez na may pang buffer zone tayo at may maiwan tayong pera bago tayo umalis sa gobyernong ito. Yun ang totoo dyan.
Laban Pinas.